Hi guys, Jonathan Daniels here. Welcome to the CSAT Leaders Podcast. We've got another episode. I'm so happy. I'm with Nnaemeka here from Interswitch Group. Nnaemeka, what's your surname, by the way?
Okonkwo.
Okonkwo.
Yes, Nnaemeka Okonkwo.
Nnaemeka Okonkwo.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pronounce that okay, yeah?
You tried.
I tried.
You did well.
Yeah, and look, first of all, thank you for, embracing me in your country.
You're welcome.
It's a lovely place. So we're in Lagos right now, Nigeria. Another episode. Nnaemeka works at Interswitch Group. What's your role at Interswitch Group, by the way?
Okay, so I work in the customer experience department as a customer experience manager.
Yeah.
So in customer experience, we have some clusters.
Yeah.
So I work in the design and insights team. I head that team.
Yeah.
I also have a data analyst and the design executive working under me.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So I met Nnaemeka a while back. I was introduced to Nnaemeka by your manager, Orame. Yes.
My line manager.
Very strong lady.
Yes.
And she's doing a lot in customer experience as well. So, when I come back again, I'll need to see her as well, of course.
Okay.
But, so it's been a while that we've been talking. And then obviously you joined us for the leadership training a few weeks ago. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining.
And thank you too, because it was a very great session and it was a great learning process for myself and my colleagues as well.
Oh, I'm glad.
Thank you very much.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the feedback that you provide as well to help us improve it as we keep going and, make things as good as we can for the next people coming through. So what we're going to talk about, just a bit about you personally, because people are from around the world who are listening to this. So they're like, okay, what's it like, growing up in Nigeria? Where were you born and all this? Just a bit about that.
Okay.
And then we'll get into Interswitch Group and we'll focus on what you guys are doing because, we work with a lot of companies and we can see Interswitch Group, they're doing a lot around customer experience. You're investing a lot into it. So you want to just, there's a lot of people who just want to get an understanding as to, when you invest in customer experience as a bank, what's the return? Was it worth it? What were some of the challenges? So we'll get into that, throughout this, yeah.
All right.
Before we start as well, I've got some books for you. So the customer experience playbook.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like it's Christmas.
Wow. This is nice.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
you are welcome. You can.
I wasn't expecting this, and I'm sure my colleagues will love it. Yeah. Thank you.
That's too much.
Thank you. Christmas has started already. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know you guys party a lot in December as well. In Nigeria, it's an important
Dirty December.
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's when all the diaspora come back. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Have you got any plans?
Yes, I'm working on something.
Okay, good.
And Interswitch is also putting a package together for Dirty December.
Really?
For people that are coming from different parts of the world. Things that will be of benefit to you and make your stay comfortable here in Lagos and any other part of Nigeria. From when you land at the airport to when you book your accommodation. You want to go for parties, you want to go for a carnival, you want to do shopping, you want to take your friends somewhere, you want to fly somewhere else, you want to buy fuel, you want to transport to anywhere. We're putting something together that works for our diaspora customers, especially because we know that Dirty December is majorly about them. So we know that they are coming in and want to make sure that they enjoy seamless services as soon as they come. Because Lagos is a fantastic place, honestly, and we have a lot of carnivals, a lot of artists that will be out there. You have to go for shows, you have to go for the parties. There's a Lagos State Carnival. There are parties all over the place. So we want to make sure that everywhere Interswitch is represented. So as soon as you arrive in Nigeria, Lagos specifically, you will have a wonderful time. Interswitch is the platform.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's good to see that you guys are so forward thinking, looking at specific situations, this period alone.
Yes.
And really designing something so that the experience is smooth for those, because it can be stressful because it's going to be so packed out.
Yes.
As soon as you land in the airport, and then just from there onwards, it's so busy. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so where were you born exactly, by the way?
Okay, so I was born somewhere in the middle belt of Nigeria, in a state called Benue State.
Benue State.
The capital is Makurdi. I was born in Makurdi.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm not from the north, I'm from the eastern part of the country.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm an Igbo boy. Igbo by tribe, from Enugu State.
Okay.
So I've grown across different parts of the country, from Makurdi to the north, to Jos, and down to the east, and now in Lagos. So I've gone around.
Okay.
I also spent some time in the western part of the country.
Okay.
So actually, I love traveling a lot because it gives me a sense of belonging. I like to know about people, culture, places, because it has helped me a lot in my journey. I've met a lot of people, and they've been of good help to me.
Oh, that's
so fantastic. It gives me that encouragement to also want to go around. I get to know about people, how people behave in a particular part of the country, what are their beliefs, how do they act, what do they do, all these things. So it just takes me around.
That's fantastic. So because obviously Nigeria has such strong cultures, you know, all the different, I don't know if you call it tribes
and ethnic groups.
Like the cultures are so strong, a lot stronger than other cultures that I've seen, around the world, I would say. So you learn so much, isn't it, when you were traveling like that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That's cool. So and then when did you actually come to Lagos?
So I've always been coming to Lagos, even when I was in the university, because I have an uncle that lives in Lagos. I have two uncles. So normally on holidays, we come to visit and then go back. So, but when I graduated from school, I had to come to Lagos because I wanted to, start my career journey here. So I've been here for over a decade now.
Okay.
And counting.
So say if someone had, let's just say they come to Lagos, they have 2 days, what would you recommend them to do?
Okay. First of all, taste the food. We have good foods in Nigeria. From the amala, if you don't like swallowing, you can have things like the jollof rice. I'm sure you've heard of the argument between Nigerian versus Ghana jollof, which one is better. So test jollof, eat good food, and then you can also go for parties, visit the beach. We have good beaches around. And then we have good lounges and clubs where you can go and entertain yourself. We also have live bands and shows where you can also go and feed your eyes. And then there are good places where you can also visit, good locations. Go to Banana Island, go to VI, go to Eco Atlantic. There's so many places. So I can tell you for free that 2 days will not be enough for you to tour around Lagos because the experience is top notch.
So tell me a bit about Interswitch, like just for those who don't know, Interswitch Group, just give a bit of a summary about what you guys do.
Okay. So Interswitch is this December makes it 23 years of operations of Interswitch. Interswitch began in December 2002. And it came from a vision of solving problems, African problems, because the problems of Africa will be solved by Africans. It is particular to our terrain, and someone being our GMD in the person of Mitchell Elebi, having worked as an engineer, sat down and discovered that there was a problem that needed to be solved, and someone has to step up and solve that problem. And he began to envisage and think of what I need to do to solve this problem, which borders around payments. How do I move cash from one point to the other seamlessly without any hitches? How can I sit in Lagos and send cash to someone in Abuja in a split second? What infrastructure needs to drive that transaction? What is required in terms of engineering to put that process together? So people, processes, tools came together, and then the vision was birthed. So at Interswitch is majorly what we do is payments. But beyond the payments, there are integrations, there are infrastructures that have been put in place, gateways that enable those transactions to work seamlessly. And then we also have customers like the banks that connect to our platforms to ensure that those payments and integrations happen seamlessly. There are also APIs, marketplace that we also deliver to our customers. So we started as a payment company, but we have gone beyond that. So everything that centers around transaction processing, switching, gateways, APIs, that is what we do at Interswitch.
Okay, cool. So are you guys doing money transfers? Like when you're here, you have mobile banking.
Yes.
You have OPay and all this. I don't want to name some of your competitors, by the way.
I understand.
But you know what I mean. So are you doing those, like enabling those transactions as well?
Yes. Beyond enabling those transactions, we also have our own apps that do that. For example, you mentioned an OPay, for example. We have our own mobile app called QuickTeller.
Okay.
That is an app for carrying out those transactions. You want to send money, you want to pay for a bill, you want to recharge, you want to shop, you want to travel, you want to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
We also have our QuickTeller app that does the same thing.
Okay.
So I'm saying beyond enabling those parties who connect to our rails and our platforms to process those transactions, we also have something that we have built that does even much more than those things.
That's fantastic. Tell me a bit about customer experience. Why is it important to Interswitch Group?
Okay. So customer experience, because the heart of what we do is payments, customer experience is therefore important, because in that payment space, right, speed, trust, and reliability is very important to the customer. So, and transactions is not just transactions. For a customer, transactions are like moments of truth. And we interpret transactions to mean hope, because, for example, the reason why a customer wants to carry out a transaction may be that a customer wants to book a flight ticket. So the customer is hoping that when I process this transaction, it should get there on time and I get value for my transaction. So because it is Interswitch, I'm hoping that they will deliver on their promise. That feeds into our customer experience vision, where we have said that we want our customers to experience easy and complete transactions.
Yeah.
We will do the right thing on time the first time, with speedy execution and accuracy. So because of that, it is very important to us that the customer, from the moment where the customer hears about Interswitch, comes on board to use any of our products and service, to the end of that journey, the customer will have a seamless interaction. So what do we do to ensure that that customer experience is top-notch? We build products that deliver value to the customers, which is where we design the journeys from start, to be sure that when this product goes live, when it goes to the market, it is giving value to the customer. We also try to unify teams around the customer, because everything we build is around empathy. We want to make sure that the customer has a feel and touch of what we do. We also try to reduce friction across touch points, because the customers reach out to us via different touch points, from when a customer even comes to the reception or the front desk to say, oh, I have an issue, I want to make an inquiry, or even when the customer calls on the phone or goes through maybe a self-service channel or sends an email. So across all those touch points, we look at all those touch points to ensure that there are no frictions, because irrespective of where the customer is coming from, the end goal is to deliver value to the customer. So across all those metrics, we ensure that customer experience is embedded. Beyond that, we even set standards to ensure that before a product goes live, there are certain checklists that must be met before the product goes into the market. So that is why customer experience is critical to us at Interswitch.
Oh, that's fantastic. There's so many nuggets there for those, I'm sure they're going to be like rewinding that part. So how do you guys measure success, or how do you measure the performance of your customer experience team?
Okay. So the way we measure success, we have tried to pull a combination of different customer success metrics, right? Because one of the things that would enable us to know that we're delivering value is by the standards that we hold ourselves accountable to. Right? So we have defined some metrics and broken it down into different categories: customer success metrics, operational KPIs, business impacts, and the others. So around customer success metrics, we have things like CSAT, which is customer satisfaction, customer effort score, NPS, net promoter score, VOC, voice of customer. One of the major things we do is the VOC, because the first thing we do in customer experience is to listen to the customers. Listening is broken into two: what the customers are saying and what they are not saying, because silence can also be a feedback for you.
Oh, true.
So, and for our voice of customer, we also have different kinds of VOCs we do. Beyond the surveys, we have things like the ethnographic studies. We have things like customer forums. We have customer interviews, where we get a group of customers and interview them based on what we are seeing and what we are anticipating, right? Based on their experiences with our tools. In fact, beyond that, there's something we're even doing now, which is called observational CX. So rather than wait to get to the end of the journey to ask you, how was your experience? Across the journey, we are looking at how the customer is interacting and using the product or the platform, and we are seeing those things. So we're observing as you go along that journey. So those metrics, when we have called out all those metrics, we then begin to look at the impact. Right. So we know, and then for support, we look at things like SLAs. first time or first chat resolution.
Yeah.
Right. We look at, for operations, we look at things like unit cost of processing.
Yeah.
Cost to serve. How much does it cost to resolve a customer issue? Cost of reduction by automation.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world of automation where there are so many things that we empower the customers to do by themselves. So we look at, okay, so if we have automated 1, 2, 3 processes, what is the cost to company?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things we use for measuring success.
Oh, that's fantastic. And who are your main clients at Interswitch Group?
So it's a mix of across different industries. We have the banks, we have the airlines, we have agriculture, we have the government, we have health, we have the betting companies, we have service providers like MTN, MultiChoice. So it's across all the spheres of ministries we have in Nigeria.
Okay, so it's B2B actually.
No, we run both.
Oh, you run
B2B, B2C, and even B2B2C. That's where you have the POS, the agents on the streets that also use the POS for transactions.
Yeah, for those who don't know, because I know this because I walked around.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times in Nigeria, you can go to some ATMs, but also if you want to take money out, there might be people just on the street who you can go to with your card, or also to do like with your card, but also to exchange money as well, isn't it? Exchange.
You want to withdraw,
currency.
you want to transfer, you want to do exchange.
They're basically like a walking bank, really.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're there as well. So you guys are supporting those.
Yes. We also have our own POS, Interswitch POS as well. We have agents all over the place.
Serious.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know this. Yeah.
So it's a B2B, B2C, B2B2C. And for the B2C, I earlier mentioned QuickTeller, which is our own brand and our product, where that particular product is for the B2C customers who want to recharge, buy airtime, pay for bills, send money to someone.
Yeah, because I noticed here, these payment apps, they're more like platforms. You can do so many different things on there. In the UK, we're still, I would say, behind. So our banking apps, they're just for making transactions. You can't go on there and like fill up airtime, or you can't go and buy anything, or you know what I mean? You're just transacting.
Core transactions.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. Okay. So it's really interesting here to see how it works. Especially like, I remember yesterday I needed top up my phone, and the taxi driver just sent me money to my phone, so I could, and it just came in like
that was swift.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like this, like
you were amazed.
I was like, wow, yeah, because that in the UK, I mean, normally we have contracts, so we're not going to be topping up every time. But say if I had to top up, I'll go to a store, or have to phone up so long to put money on. So this was really impressive to me, actually. Yeah. So, so we've talked about Interswitch Group. We've talked about the types of customers that you serve, which is just everyone, actually.
Yes.
To be honest, yeah. You've got B2B, B2C, B2B2C.
Yes.
Yeah. We've talked about, you've already mentioned some of the key journeys. I don't know if there's any other key journeys that you want to mention, or moments that matter. But for me, I think you've already made it clear with, every transaction is important, actually. Every transaction is a moment that matters, and you've already mentioned that. And I can attest to that, because we're buying food, we've got whatever it is, we need that thing. That's why we're buying it. We've already made the decision in our head that we're going to spend the money. So that's really clear. So you guys are really playing an important role in Nigeria and beyond, I would say.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's impressive.
Yes.
I want to just delve in a bit to Nigeria. As I know it's a big place, so it's hard to generalize, by the way. But in Interswitch Group, from a banking perspective, what are you seeing in terms of changing needs from a customer's perspective, or changing preferences, or changing behaviors? Okay.
So you earlier mentioned something that you had to go to the street yesterday.
Yeah.
Because you needed to carry out a transaction, right? And when you go around, you see a lot of POS on the streets, which was not so before.
Yeah.
Right. That has always been the case. It started during the cashless issued before the last election.
Yeah.
So there was this cashless policy where there was no cash on the streets and people couldn't go to the bank.
And why was that for those who?
So again, I think it was just a strategy from the higher ranks. So, but that was what led to the evolution of a lot of POS you see today.
Yeah.
Because before now, people will majorly go to the ATMs.
Yeah.
To just put in their cards and then withdraw funds.
Okay.
And you can notice that, like you said, when you go to the ATMs today, you barely see people. Some of the ATMs are not dispensing cash.
Yeah.
Because everybody's moving towards the POS. So when it comes to the change in customer behavior, when it comes to banking, the first thing I would say is that customers are now demanding from the banks to go more digital. Because people are not so comfortable with going to the banks anymore to queue at the banking halls to withdraw money.
Yeah.
I want to have these banking solutions on my phone. I want to be able to use things like USSD, self-service chats or apps or bots to solve my problems. In fact, I think the Gartner report of 2 years ago had provided the statistics to say that 35% of customers will prefer to solve their problems by themselves without even reaching out to anybody. So what does that mean? That 35% as at the time, it means that we need to build or design a solution for them that works, such that if we reduce that cluster from coming to the bank, it means at least we have some peace in that area.
Yeah.
Right. So customers are requesting for more digitization now when it comes to their solutions. That's one. Another change that we're seeing is that customers are asking for more seamless transactions.
Okay.
And what does that mean? If I carry out a transaction, I expect the success rate to be very, very high, uptime to be high. Because, failed transaction is not just the problem. The problem is that failed transaction can escalate to failed trust. Meaning, when my transaction fails and I'm expecting that you will give me a quick resolution, a quick solution, if it doesn't happen and I missed what I want to do with that transaction, my trust may be eroded for you.
Yeah.
So customers are looking for something around near instant settlement, where on the go, settle this transaction and let me get my value.
Yeah.
So that's what we see because there's no patience. Money is moving with speed.
Yeah.
Another thing is around security. We're now in the advent of AI. Customers need to have that trust. When I see some new features on my phone or my app, do I engage or not? So those are the changes we are seeing. Customers are also asking for more improved or a better support experience.
Okay.
Where when I engage support, I want the experience to be fantastic. I want the experience to be quick. I want my issues resolved quickly. And I want to be able to come back again. So these are the changes we're seeing around the banking sector in terms of customer behavior.
Yeah, I love this. I think it's a very competitive sector, especially in Nigeria.
Yes.
Because when I've looked at all the different, options, when I want to pay for something, when you have to select the bank. You see. I'm looking. I'm scrolling like this,
and that's not all.
And that, of course, that's just the ones that are integrated with the app that I'm using.
Yes.
So I'm like, wow. So how come there are so many? That might be an opportunity by itself.
Yes, and one of the things that help us thrive as a people is where there's competition, because it makes you sit up, makes you think fast, it makes you think quick. I remember back then when we just had one service provider for phone calls. Back then you have to go and queue, whether the experience is fantastic or not. That was the only option you had.
Yeah. But
when we now had a lot of service providers, I can decide to use this service provider or the other one. And what does that mean? There's competition.
Yeah.
I am deliberately looking at the experience I need to deliver to keep you as a customer or win you as a customer.
Yeah.
So the more we have a lot of them, the more money that moves around, the more return on investment. So it's like a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah.
What matters most is the experience I get when I engage your brand.
Yeah, I think that when we are met, I've been here just let's say more than a week now.
Okay.
Every time I make a transaction, you're always a bit, okay, is it going to go through? Okay, how long does it take to settle? Especially because I'm using more international solutions, so it might take a bit longer Do you see what I mean? Every transaction. Do you see what I mean? It's so important.
It's so important.
It's like the part, you could say it's the backbone, you know, obviously of not just business, but just society in general. These transactions, like every, you know, multiple times per day. Like, look at what time is it now? It's only like, say, 12.
Yes.
This morning I've probably made like 4 transactions, 4 or 5 already. And that's just me, like, you know, other people making, you know, double, triple times that, you know what I mean? So you actually offering such a critical service to those. And with those POS, just I wanted to just ask, those POS, so those guys who are on the streets, who are basically like the banking representatives, are those just in Lagos, or are they in different states as well?
It's all over the country.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. The same way you see it here is the same way it is everywhere.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, Nnaemeka, I would like to ask about your approach, because your approach to leadership.
Okay.
The reason is because, you know, obviously we did that, the leadership training, but when we were doing it, you know, often you were giving some good examples. You know, I could see that there's a very high standard at Interswitch Group, actually. And also, just from you on a personal level, I could see that, you know, it was very clear, literally straight away. So how do you approach leadership in general?
Okay. Excuse me. So for me, I would say it centers around 3 things: clarity, alignment, and empowerment. And because I see leadership to be less of authority and more of creating a safe space or an environment for people to thrive. Because everybody is a leader, and you must inspire people to want to lead. So clarity in the sense that things must be clear, right? Because when you come to a room and people don't understand the value of what you're trying to preach, and they don't understand what is in it for the customer, it may be difficult to execute. So, but when you come with clarity, everybody buys into the idea because they're inspired to see that this is what is in it for the customer. So when things are clear, it is easy to interpret and absorb.
Yeah.
Right. Again, alignment is important because you must give people the ability to speak their voice. So I was speaking to someone the other day, one of my colleagues, and I said, when I was going through my project management course, my PMP, there's something we taught about the Tuckman's model of team management, and there are 5 steps.
Yeah.
From forming, storming, numbing, performing. Yeah. So I was using that to paint a scenario to say that in a team, or when you want to sell a vision to people, right? People will have different ideas. So allow that storming to happen. Let people speak their voice. But at the end of the day, we would always align on something. Just okay, which one is better? Which one should we start with? We can even decide to face the conversation to say, okay, let's try this one. And then let's see how it goes. And then we can come to phase 2. So when people are aligned, it is easy to lead. When your people in your team understand that I can be open to my leader, I can express my feelings, I can say things from my point of view without any bad feeling or ill feeling, you will discover that people will always align and want to work with you, right? Again, as a leader, my approach is that you need to be data-driven, but be human-centric. What does that mean? When you come with data, like one of my mentors would say, nobody argues with data. It is very clear. No matter how you feel, this is the data is the data. But even with the data, you must apply empathy when you are leading. So sometimes people can drop the balls, we understand.
Yeah.
But when you apply that empathy and you try to go down to the root cause of why and the what, you can be able to now provide solutions from an advisory level. You can even inspire and motivate those same people to come up again. So you can be data-driven, but be human-centric. So when you apply these 3 things, right? Alignment, empowerment, right? And you communicate, I think you have a very fantastic people to lead. So that's my approach to leadership. And it works all the time.
I love that. Thank you very much, Nnaemeka.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, so last question. So you joined us for CX Winter School, even though here is definitely not winter. So I think you finished that course, say 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks?
Yes, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Did you complete the exam already or not?
Yes, I did, and I got my certificate.
Okay, you did. Yes. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
The questions were quite dicey, but I found a way around it. So we're looking similar. I said, okay, I just tried my best. So I scaled through. Thank God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good. That's good. So, so how did you find it? Did you was there anything that you're gonna take from that course into your role now today?
Yes. The first thing I took out of it was that customer experience, right? Because a customer experience is not a call to lead a function. It is the ability to influence the organization, to think and act in the interest of the customer. So therefore, customer experience is not, it requires a mind shift, not just a skill set expansion, meaning, oh, I just want to improve on some skills. No, it's a mindset shift that has to happen, and it has to start from the top all the way down, because it becomes a way of life. So I had to relate it to an experience I had. I traveled to one of the countries in East Africa, and we went for a meeting with the MD. So when the MD came out, MD of one of the Nigerian banks. So when I saw the card, you know, the way there's this lapel that carries the name and your position. So instead of seeing the MD, I saw customer officer, something like, so I was like, what's going on here? This is the MD. And the MD said, this is what it is. There's no MD, there's no this. Everybody's a customer success officer. So what does that mean?
Wow.
The sensitivity, the awareness to understand that I am the #1 customer success officer. So anybody that comes to me, I must come into that mindset of the fact that I need to deliver customer experience as it should be. So if my subordinates see that, automatically they will imbibe that way of life. That's one of the things I took out from that training, right? I think another thing would be that it said something around, from looking at all the, the courses, one of the things I took out was that, design, CX design is just half of the job. The other half is driving adoption. So you can design a fantastic experience, design and say, oh, this is the customer journey from here to here. The customer will do this, do this, do this. But the adoption is what matters across the organization, because if it is not adopted, then it becomes a dead strategy, because strategy is about execution. So these are the things I picked out, and I can say I'm so glad that I attended that training, because it opened my eyes to so many things, and then the part where we crafted the vision and strategy. I enjoyed that part a lot. It was really fantastic. So thank you so very much.
No worries. I think it was really an honor and pleasure for me having you there.
Thank you.
And and the other Interswitch colleagues as well. I really appreciate you guys, investing in us and trusting us, because it's been a long time. We've been speaking with Interswitch for a few years now. Maybe like 2 to 3 years. We've been having meetings and stuff and discussing. So it was lovely to have you on the training.
Wow.
And the one with the vision and strategy, that's always a nice exercise that people enjoy.
Nice. It was relatable, because we had to carry out some exercises on the mirror board, move things here and here, look at the case studies, and it was really nice.
I appreciate this.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and Nnaemeka, I think we can leave it here. I want to say really thank you for joining and sharing your knowledge and experience with us.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward, we'll do this again, maybe in a few years, to see where you are. If, you're not going to be where you are now. You're going to be, I don't know what it will be, but it's going to be exciting. So I always like to keep in contact with people, especially if we've trained them, just to see what they go on to do next. So
thank you so much. And the pleasure is mine. And I'm honored to always come back and discuss.
Okay, thank you very much, Nnaemeka. We'll leave it there. You take care, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.